I have officially landed in the town of Killeagh. I'm here with Off the Ball's very own Rachel Sheahan, who is not from Killeagh, obviously. Look at this picturesque place. I mean, how could you not want to be from here? You're from just out the road, right?
Yeah, I'm from Carrytool, just out the road, but adoptive parish of Killeagh for Camogie.
Okay, right. So you've been playing with the local club?
Playing with the local club here for 10 years now,
Right.
Which is scary when I say it out loud, but yeah.
What has the level of success been like with the Killeagh Camogie team during your career here?
It's been fairly barren in terms of trophies. We've got one or two Sheila Spillane tournaments to our name, but the senior county has eluded us so far, but we're hoping to make a change in the next, if not this year, in the next couple of years.
There's this great pride in East Cork in general. While Killeagh may not have a hurler on the senior team at the moment, the publications here, the people here are very proud of this patch as a whole. I'm sure there's local rivalries within that, but it seems that way, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I know there's no killer hurler on the team, but you've got two. You've got Laura Tracy and Hannah Looney at the moment at the Camogie, and they're still in it. Hopefully they'll be bringing an All-Ireland home to Cork and Killeagh for the Camogie side of things. But yeah, especially when it comes to hurling, East Cork, there's just a fierce sense of pride there. You're always going to have a good few men or women involved in the county team, and even club-wise, the inch footballers here have had huge success. They were All-Ireland champions, numerous county finals. Angela Walsh's, Amory Walsh's and Mary O'Connor's, they've really put it on the map.
Yeah. So we're sitting beside the river here, and there's a couple of places around us that have been mentioned in the song, which is quite remarkable. It is the reason why we're here in Killeagh. It's kind of insane how a small place has become synonymous with Cork hurling over the course of the summer. How is that sitting with people down here? It must be a source of real pride, right?
It's incredible. I mean, even the first time I heard the song, I was travelling. I was making my way back from Australia. I was in Thailand and I was chatting to someone in a hostel. They were like, "Oh, where are you from?" I was like, told them where I'm from in Cork, and they were like, "Oh, is that near Killeagh?" And like that never happens.
Where was this person from?
Usually somewhere up the country.
Okay.
And usually you work your way back. You're like, "Oh, you start with I'm from Cork."
Yeah.
You never lead with, "Oh, I play Camogie with Killeagh," because
Right.
you have to go somewhere wider. I was like, "How do you know that?" And they were like, "Oh, have you not heard the song?" Because I'd been a bit offline for a couple of months. It's like, no. And sure, then as soon as I got home, I realised just how big of a deal it was.
Wow. Do you remember then? So you had never heard the song at that point?
No, I was staying off TikTok.
Yeah. But like when you're away from home for so long, hearing a song, and a very good song, about your home, a place that's very close to your home, that must have hit different.
Yeah, it was just strange at first. It was like, I can't believe this is taken off,
Yeah.
And then as soon as it really started to have like a bit of a link to the GA, everyone was sending it to me. Anyone I played Camogie with in Australia was like, "This is your club, isn't it?" And it's fantastic. There's a real sense of pride.
We wrote it as a joke.
Right,
at the
okay.
time. Like, it was a friend of mine who came to me while I was after a few pints and made me agree to write the song if they got to a final.
Okay.
And lo and behold, they got to the final. So me and Eddie ran off while Magoo was recording this like really moody minor key banjo thing.
Yeah.
And we wrote most of the song, and all we had for the after post chorus bit was la 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 la.
We thought that was great.
Yeah,
like, that's enough, that'll do.
And then Magoo comes along and he's like, "Well, what if it's Killeagh?"
Oh, right.
Sure, the place went mental.
The three of us are just like. So Soundman Yank, actually, shout out, because there'd be no Killeagh without Yanks.
I think where the story started was I played a small bit of music, and Eoin was in a pub one night that we were playing, and we got him up to sing a Kingfishr song with us, and just after we were finished, we were just chatting, and I said to him, "Be lovely if we'd a song for Killeagh now that you're professional songwriters, And last year, Eoin's father was in charge of our second team, our junior team, and his brother was travelling, who'd usually be playing senior. And I said, when Cathal comes back, George's in charge. I have a good feeling that our second team will get to an East Cork final. This was back in maybe April, May. And he said, "Oh yeah, we might do something." And then I think they won the semi-final, and I just sent him a text. I said, "The lads are into the final." And he just sent me a thumbs up. And I think it was the next day he actually said, we're going writing this week, what do you think, a ballad or something lively? And I was like, oh, ballad all the way. And he said, I was thinking the same. And I'd say it was maybe Wednesday night, I was sitting down, got a message, what do you think of this? We had a few minutes and video on a WhatsApp, and the way it went, it was mad.
And what was the video on the WhatsApp? Was it them just playing, like messing around?
I'd say they had just wrote it,
right,
and they just sat down to kind of play it. And do you know, it's funny, you kind of started off and you're kind of going, oh yeah, you'd like thinking this was just for us. And that last line, you know, at the bury me with my Hurley, and we're both myself and my wife were sitting on the couch there, and I just said, there's something special about that. But it kind of grew legs and legs, and the lads did win, the juniors did win the East Cork final, and that night was nuts. The lads actually, Eoin was at the match with Eddie, and he was to come back to Killeagh, but it ended up being a draw. So I think they couldn't make the replay, but like if they'd been there for the first day, it would have been crazy. But kind of videos of the song kept circulating, and yeah, I think TikTok was a big thing. Eoin was saying at the time, it wasn't really, they didn't record it, they didn't release it, it just kind of kept being asked for and stuff like that. So
because if they had come to that county final and the celebrations that night, nobody would have heard the song before. They wouldn't have actually
it would have been
copped
in our
it.
WhatsApp groups and stuff. That video was circulated. I know Cahill had sent it around. I think when he sent it to me, I sent it into the senior just the Hurling WhatsApp group, and kind of a few fellas would have known it and stuff like that. But yeah, it just seemed to set fire. There was catch fire. There was something in it, you know.
I think it was the TikTok videos of people pre-drinking, getting ready to go out, was kind of like where it first found its place in TikTok.
Yeah.
Or people getting ready. I'm not sure. When did you first realise this thing is real now?
Do you know, I teach in Ahada, which would be kind of 2 parishes away, and I was sick around Christmas time. I missed around 3 or 4 weeks, and I went back into school. It was January time, and the children were asking, could we, you know, if it was a wet day at break time, could they put on the Killeagh song? And I was kind of saying, there's something in this, like a kind of a rival parish in lots of ways, wanting to, you know, so yeah, I kind of like that at that stage. It still wasn't released, but yeah, that was kind of the first time I said, this is really starting to move, you know. But yeah, I suppose it's a bit different to a lot of the stuff they have as well, in that it's an Irish ballad, you know, as opposed to kind of more the whatever it is, the genre they play. You know?
And it's only going in one direction as well. You're surely due a little slice of the pie when the mega bucks are made off the song, right?
Well, the funny thing was, Eoin had said, if I'm down someday, we might put something together. So I play a small bit of music, but it wouldn't be in any way at their.
Go on, Rachel.
He's being very modest and saying he plays a small bit of music. Yeah.
No, that is it.
What's the reality, Rachel?
He's great. Well known around East Cork and further afield for being a great musician.
Great. What do you play?
I play in a 2-man band with a friend of mine, William, and I would have been playing with Colin Savage as well, the Savage Yanks, just pub covers.
Brilliant.
Bit of crack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you must do a cover of Killeagh.
I have once or twice. Yeah, I haven't played much in the last while. Small kids and stuff, so not gigging. But yeah, I have.
Yeah. Sunday night we'll catch you doing a rendition of it down here, should they win, Liam.
Yeah, it's just a pity we don't have a player to bring the cup back as well, you know. But yeah.
The club's in good nick though, right? You were talking about how in a couple of years' time you might have a few around the place. It's obviously, look out here, Cool Camps this afternoon. The club is booming, and
it is,
like it's very easy to just kind of like connect the two things, but as a completely separate entity to the song, it does feel like it is a pretty special place, and it's going in the right direction at the moment.
Yeah, I think we've a very big parish. I think we would have won, like the song says, 95 we won the junior, 0-1 or 0-1 they call it. We won the intermediate. At that time, Joe, Mark and Bernard were on the 99 team, and Mark Landers was the captain in 99. So growing up here at that time, there was a fierce buzz. We played senior then for, you know, we're promoted nearly 24 or 5 years, and we haven't won anything at that level. But with the new grades, now we're Senior A, which is kind of, I suppose, the second tier of the senior, and we'd be thereabouts in that grade. And then we've some great young fellas, like I would say between Ryan and Dylan McCarthy and Barry and Ben Walsh, we'd have one or two on the Cork senior team next year, I would have thought. So I suppose it's a pity it isn't in a year or two's time, with this all buzz around the song. But
So the three lads are Joe Dean, Mark Landers, and Bernard
Rochford.
Bernard Rochford, of course.
Yeah.
So that era of being
And there was a lot, like everyone on that team. I think at one stage there was a team picture, was it 01 or 95, and if you went through it all, they'd nearly all represented Cork at a level. So they were a very, very good team. Were unlucky, I think in 02 or 03 they went, they'd can't remember exactly now, but they weren't far off the senior title that time. But that team kind of moved on a bit then, and I suppose we wouldn't have the playing numbers like the SARS or Middleton or Douglas, UCC and Killeagh as well. They're all around in that top senior. So, yeah.
Do you remember the homecoming in '99?
I do, yeah, I do. We had, I do. I would have been 10. I remember Art Supple singing. I don't know if you've heard of Art Supple. He's a country music legend around here. From St. Eda's, actually, Sheahan Harnley's club. I remember that. We had homecomings then in 04 and 5 as well. When Joe was still on the panel and Michael Byrne as well. And the girls then as well, Inch Rovers would have won the All-Ireland. They'd be our ladies football team. So there was a lot of, and then with Ange, we had a lot of representatives, Angela Walsh, Annie Walsh, Anne-Marie Walsh on the Cork senior, that 10 in a row team or whatever it was, the team that won the 10 All-Irelands or 11 All-Irelands. So we'd have had a lot of that kind of stuff in my childhood to teens, but yeah.
Yeah, an unbelievably successful place, really, in all honesty.
Yeah. Look, I mean, we'd have a very, very strong juvenile. We probably compete above our numbers at that. It's just kind of trying to turn. We've had, we consistently compete at kind of Premier Minor, which is very good for a club like this because, then they can turn around and play senior hurling at 19 years of age, and it won't be, a big step up. A lot of the smaller clubs around here will play with Killeagh, once you're intermediate or lower, you can play at the division, and they'd kind of nearly need that step up to kind of make that step maybe to inter-county. But I know a lot of our guys would be ready to go kind of at that 19 years of age, yeah.
And you're still tipping away between the posts?
Yeah, trying anyway. Yeah, my hips gave up me there 4 or 5 years ago, and I was kind of going to leave senior alone, and the call came through with I stepping to goal. So been bluffing away now for 4 or 5 years, and it's great. I was always able to hit the ball very far. I wasn't able to move too fast, so it kind of suits me fine. Yeah.
Any chance of a championship this year?
It would be in our kind of sight, all right. We'd be along with 4 or 5 teams there. Would be thereabouts.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. Confident for Sunday?
Yeah. My wife's a Tipperary woman, so.
Okay. What part of Tip?
She's from Templetooey.
Okay.
Yeah. So right in the mid Tip. I think if Cork can get through, if Cork could kind of hit them early, I think the longer that Tip team stays in games, they seem to be very fit. But if Cork can kind of get a few goals, I think they'll, with the likes of Brian Hayes and Connolly and that, if they're on song, very few teams will stop them.
And was your wife allowed to enter the Killeagh draw for tickets?
She's a club member, yeah. She did enter.
Unfortunately, her name didn't come out of the hat.
No, but her mine did, so not too bad. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
So, an omen for Sunday, really, is what you're saying there, in that case, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
Listen, very best of luck. And congratulations on being the brains behind the Song of the Summer. That must feel pretty surreal.
Yeah, I don't know what it feels like, yeah. It's great.
Good
stuff.
Good to chat to you, Philip. Thanks a million.
Thanks,
People will have heard the song. The river is called
The River de Soar.
The Soar. My apologies. All my local Killeagh knowledge has gone out of my brain immediately. So, like, the River de Soar gets mentioned at the end. There's a couple of other bits that we can see here that's mentioned in the song as well, right?
Yeah, up there now we've got the Woods of Glenbower. So
Okay.
Glenbower would be the football team here in Killeagh as well. They're named after that. So we've got, two iconic bits that brought you to the real pinnacle of Killeagh here. And of course, the Old Thatch Pub Cafe.
The Old Thatch Pub is where we're sitting outside here, and I'm not sure, do we go on the pints before or after we do our day's work here, but we do have a couple of bits lined up. There's this sign up the road that you can see from outer space, which says Up Cork. Set the scene for this, because we're going to go up and visit the guy who runs the show there.
So that's the O'Connor family. Mary O'Connor, obviously absolute Cork legend, dual star. It'd be her brother's land that it's on, just his farm. So Kevin will tell us the story coming up, but it's been up since 1999. Kevin's brother put it up initially, and it's one of those things that you can set your watch to nearly. You know, everyone used to talk about Glenroe reminding them of going to school on a Sunday. I see the Up Cork sign and I'm like, it's championship time.
Right.
You know, usually because Cork will be in the All-Ireland Club Championship is coming up, and you see the sign coming up and you're like, oh, I need to pull the socks up now, championship is just around the corner, you know?
Rich, I think it's fair to say that you know the man standing beside me here fairly well. Can you just tell our audience, first of all, who Kevin is and how you know him through your own background in sport?
I've had the pleasure of being coached by Kevin O'Connor. I don't know if he'd say the same about me, but great Killeagh man, great coach, big O'Connor family here in town.
Well, Kevin, thank you so much for inviting us into your massive field here, but most importantly, to go and see close up this ginormous Up Cork sign. For the radio listener, it's a massive Up Cork sign, all in red with an underline of white on it. Anybody who's driven out this road near Killeagh will see it. This is absolutely unbelievable, and this goes way back into your own family history, Kevin.
Yeah, well, look, we're big Killeagh supporters, big Cork supporters down here, and my late brother, Rory O'Connor, and Brendan Welsh, both have since passed, erected this sign in '99 when Mark Landers and Joe Dean were involved with Cork. I think Mark was captain in the same year, so it's originated out of that, and it's been going up every year since. And I suppose there's an Up Killeagh sign, an Up Inch sign, all for the parish. And look, we love supporting Cork down here, and the kids, their nieces and nephews are big fans of putting it up every year, so it goes up most years. Cork are in a final.
So this obviously comes down during the year, and then when Cork get into the business end of the year, that's when it goes back up. Is that right?
That's right, yeah. It comes down, I suppose. Maybe Pins Cork Camogie will play hopefully in an All-Ireland final, and if the lady footballers are in an All-Ireland final, it will stay until then. If Cork win on Sunday, we hope to leave it up for a couple of weeks after that. Maybe bring the Cork team down and burn the bonfire in front of it. And that would be we'd have our neighbouring parish, Kieran Joyce, would be only a stone's throw over the road, so he might bring the Cork team down. We might have a party in front of it with the help of God next week.
What does Kieran Joyce think of it all?
Kieran Joyce wouldn't be a big fan of Killeagh Parish, but he has land in Killeagh Parish now. I keep telling him, so with the help of God, he'll play well on Sunday, and he'll bring the Liam McCarthy back to Cork.
You mentioned 1999, and you were just showing me a photograph from the Examiner in 99 where the photograph is from a different time, but the sign is exactly the same. How much has this structure actually changed over the last 26 years?
I suppose the first year it was put up, my brother Rory and Brendan Welsh erected it with timber at the back, and I think there was a gale of wind came and it snapped it in half. So the following day they had to go out and rebrace it, and we hung it off the side of a trailer. So when we hung it off the side of the trailer, it was fine, but it was still unstable. And when we needed a trailer, the sign was on the trailer. So we got scaffolding, and it's now erected to the scaffolding. It's the exact same timber since '99. It's stored in the shed every year. It's put away. It's looked after. The niece and nephews paint it, and it goes up every year. The Cork are in a final.
Freshly painted every year?
Freshly painted every year. Stored in the shed. So yeah, look, we live here on the N25. It gets good viewing from everyone passing. I think we put it up on last Thursday night, and the lads across the road that are doing the bit of roadworks are from Tip, and they were shout Tipperary, up Tip, up Tip. So they had a good banter with us there for the evening, and so it was nice to have it up. Look, we used to light it in September when the All-Irelands were in September. We'd light it up in front for the winter, but there doesn't seem to be now a need to, because the evenings are so long. And look, loads of kids loves coming over and taking photographs in front of it, so it's nice for them.
People will probably be able to hear that it's a fairly gusty day. I don't suspect down on the southeast coast here you get too many calm days, so it does need to be an unbelievably strong structure.
It does now, to be fair, yeah, that's the way the scaffolding gives it that. Actually, I know that second or third, 2 years ago maybe, the wind caught it and flicked the whole lot back.
Right.
And led the whole lot back all the way to go, come out with the tractor and flick it forward, and we tied it down. So it's great to have it. It's great. Look, we're lucky, I suppose, that my brother thought up the idea, and Brendan Welsh thought up the idea at the start, that we get to continue the tradition of it, and for our nieces and nephews, and it is fantastic for them, so that they get involved with Cork. Now, we could do with tickets, so if anyone has them.
Get the message out there. Kevin needs tickets. He's done a lot for this part of Cork, so get him sorted. What sort of coach was he, Rachel?
Oh, very calm, very subdued, Man, a few words on the sideline. We would always be, even Kevin came down to give us a handout last week when the lads were on holidays, and just brings unbelievable energy, great crack, but you'd run through the sign for him, and even himself, like his sister was responsible for probably half the All-Irelands that this sign was up for. Was she, Kev?
Yeah, my sister Mary won, I suppose, the bonds of 20 All-Ireland medals with Cork, Camogie and ladies football, a dual player, outstanding player on our day. Club All-Irelands, look, we'd have Angela Welsh, Joe Dean, Emery Welsh. We have a clatter of All-Ireland medals in this parish. It's unbelievable. So I suppose that sign was rarely down, and with all the All-Ireland medals in this parish, to be fair, so it is fantastic to see it continuing, and hopefully we'll have a few more young fellas coming through. I think there's a couple of lads on the 20s, and there's a couple of lads on Joe Dean's young fellas on the minor. So it is fantastic to have the sign will be going up for the next number of years with the help of God.
It's amazing what the sign represents, because on the one side of the coin, as you mentioned, you have kids coming to take photos with it. It is of the community, it is for the public. And on the other side of the coin, it is something that represents your family and is quite a poignant thing for you, and quite a celebration of your sister and of your brothers, right?
Oh, 100%. It's a celebration of our brother and my sister. My sister was a tremendous player for Cork. My brother was a massive supporter of Cork. Passed tragically. So it's a huge event for the nieces and nephews to remember him, and for us to remember him. My brothers that put it up, Jano and Fimber and Jack and Ryan and Sarah and Lauren, and I shouldn't have mentioned any names because I'll forget someone, and Dory and Neov. So look, they're one of 27 nieces and nephews we have, so they just love it. It is fantastic, and it's fantastic the way that for the honour of Rory and Brendan Welsh, that this sign goes up every year, and it will go up as long as I'm living here. It will go up every time Cork are in a final.
Yeah, and I'd say long past that as well, to be fair. I'd say it'll be passed down for another couple of generations yet. Broad question, what sort of place is Killeagh? Because I think that's a question that a lot of people who are even passing into their music this summer would have had.
Yeah, look, Killeagh is a fantastic village, a vibrant village. A lot of through passing traffic, all right, to be fair, but we have a fantastic hurling, camogie and football club here in Killeagh. The community is warm. They stick together at all times. Yeah, you couldn't say anything bad about Killeagh, to be fair. Look, the main street in Killeagh is so busy, it's hard to have an event in the middle of the village, so I suppose a lot of construction around the hurling club below on the field. And I suppose I think you might go down there in a minute. There's a cool camp on there in a minute. There's 250 odd kids down there this morning, and that's indicative to the people that run our club and look after the fields and do all of what Cork hurling is about, really, to be able to bring on this generation of players for Cork hurling.
It's kind of amazing that it's a county with more GAA clubs than any other in Ireland, and yet if you were to get to the full-time whistle and you've won the game on Sunday, there'll be one GAA club that'll be ringing out over the Tannoy system in Croke Park. The song, I'd say, has done something special for the people of this town as well.
Yeah, we were at the semi-final, and the minute the game in the Killeagh song came on, my daughter and my son were with me, and that rose a big smile, to be fair. And it does for everyone in the county. I know people wouldn't be big fans of Killeagh here and there. Look, Killeagh is on the way up, and we hope it will rise to the county level, and they might be listening to Killeagh for a bit longer, but I think last Sunday morning said it all. We played a Hada in a junior game. We were under pressure for numbers, I think. It was a Division 3 game, I'm not sure. If I was there, I probably could have got a run. But my brother, in his mid-40s, lined out with his 3 nephews. And I think he put it up on Instagram, and it said, for the parish to last evermore. And that's what the parish is about. The old to the young, and they all play. And look, that's what hurling and the club structure in this country is about, and the parish is about, to keep the thing going. And if we don't have that, it will die away. And hurling in Cork County is strong, and it will always be strong with the help of God.
Would you sing a Castle Martyr song if that was the Cork GA song?
I don't think the rhyme very well now, to be fair.
Doesn't roll off the tongue quite as easy.
Roll off the tongue as Killeagh, no. Killeagh, this Killeagh song that the Kingfishr have written is fantastic. It is fantastic. It's the song of the summer. Yeah. It's the song of the summer for everyone. Look, whether you're from Galway, Antrim, down, anywhere, it is being played everywhere, to be fair. So, and it's just resonates with everyone. You could change the name of Killeagh in there and put any other parish into it, and it'll still resonate with everyone, to be fair. I know the Father O'Neills, the Father McCorders, the Dungonis, the Alls, they mightn't like it too well, but you know, they'll support us. We support them and they support us, to be fair, when they're playing for Cork.
Can I ask you, what sort of player was Rachel to manage?
Rachel was fantastic. Attitude was excellent. Like going out a bit alright though, maybe a problem. But our detail in training was excellent. Great to win the ball in the air and great to put it into our forwards. Wouldn't have a bad word said about Rachel. Fantastic camogie player.
Fair play. Great stuff, Rachel. Congratulations. Good assessment there. You're going to win on Sunday?
I think we will win on Sunday, yeah. It won't be easy. I think if anyone going to Crow Park on Sunday thinks we're going to win handy, have another thing coming. We've beaten Tip twice in 2 average enough games. Limerick took us to the sword in the first game. We've beaten Limerick. We had a reasonable good game against Dublin. Look, Dublin were probably spun a bit after the Limerick game. I hope we win. I think we will win, but it won't be as easy as the papers are writing. The Limerick or the Tipperary full forward line are excellent, and our full back line is excellent. We won't get off as many puck outs in as we did in the Dublin game, so we'll have to be on our game.
Kevin, thanks a million for letting us spend a bit of time in your company today.
I know, it's wonderful that you came down, and it's great for the sign, and it's great for people in Cork to keep the sign up and keep the whole show on the road.
Just in terms of yourself and your own expectations and your own feeling about this weekend as a Cork woman, I've been making the point, I've never seen a movement like this in Gaelic games. Maybe the Dublin footballers in 2011 is the other comparison. Where does it sit for you in terms of being a Cork fan? Is this the biggest and most energetic experience you've had as a Cork fan?
I think just as you said that there, the sun started to break through the clouds, and it's divine intervention nearly at this stage. Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. I remember the homecoming in 2005, and Niall McCarthy from Carrigtwohill was on the team that year as well, so I remember him bringing the cup to Cork, and when you're that age you just think it's going to happen all the time, you know, you take it for granted. So I think there's a lot of that build up and just pure excitement. There's not even that expectation I think that other counties perceive. It's just everyone is so delighted to be going to the matches. Like, couldn't even get a ticket for the round robins. They were sold out in seconds, you know. Even from the league final on against Tip, there's just been excitement, and I think Pat Ryan as well, everyone in the county just has such respect for him as a person first and a coach second, you know. You just want the best for him and the lads as well. They just seem like a great team, and they've always been saying that they're going to hold their standards after that loss against Limerick. They said that's not good enough for the Cork people, so there's an unbelievable atmosphere around the place, but it's just of pure excitement. You know, there's no, obviously the lads will be under pressure this week, it's a big week for them, but everyone's just looking forward to it. You know, it's been unbelievable to be a part of as well this summer. I'm so glad I'm back for it. I think I'd be raging if I was still in Oz. I'd be booking those flights, and I know some people have, but yeah, I'm still looking for a ticket.
I was just about to ask. Still looking
for a ticket. It's also my 30th birthday on Sunday, so
no way.
Who would deny me that, huh?
What time is this? I just want to give an accurate. It's about, what is it? Another game is at 3:30 on Sunday. It's, what is it, 12 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon is the point I'm trying to make here. I know it's 3:30 on a Sunday, so there's still plenty of time. There's still 24, 48 hours to get sorted. Believe, keep the faith. If you go to Dublin, you'll get sorted. Rachel, thanks a million for the welcome to Killeagh. It's a brilliant place. I know it's not quite home for you, but it's close enough, so thanks a million for showing us your adoptive home. Yeah. Exactly. Rachel Sheahan, thank you.